Hey guys, Steven here again. This time is actually with the review of the Samsung Galaxy S6 uh, Edge Plus. Um, I received this a few weeks ago uh, as a test drive phone from Samsung, test drive program, and I wanted to see how it was, how it stacks up to an iPhone, how it overall works, and how it actually, if Android actually for a phone improved over my last um, experience with the phone, which it definitely has since my first one was a Droid 2, and that was just basically Android still in its infancy. Anyways, the operating itself is pretty great. I do have a NVIDIA Shield tablet, which has a complete stock Android on it, and that what pretty much made me want to try to test out the phone and see if I liked it. Um, well, rather, I like that the way it is on my tablet. I kind of don't really like the way it is on the Samsung device. It does have a Samsung. Uh, Samsung has their own UI and everything like that, and really just I like some of it, but I don't like most of what Samsung's UI does. I like the little cool bubbly effect and everything like that, but I think that's stock. And I like the way you can actually theme the whole UI completely. Like I actually have a Miku theme on here that I found on a theme store. It's pretty cool. It pretty much themed every single colors in sort of a Vocaloid kind of a theme, and everything is colored that way, including the keyboard. And let's see, I can show you the keyboard really quick. There, keyboard. I like actually the colors on the keyboard and everything. So, but and the time, pretty much everything about the phone is actually skinned in those colors. But the phone itself, the UI, I'm not crazy over. It has some tweaks. It has some little bit of things that I don't like. That it just annoys me. Like you can't actually do. It doesn't have the traditional swipe up from the bottom to get the. I like the virtual buttons instead of the actual physical buttons, but I do like how they are hidden right here. If they go away, they go away. But I like the virtual buttons instead of the physical buttons. So, but that's my preference. But overall, it has some nitpicky on there. But overall, this is for a normal person. This is a solid UI user interface for the normal person. It doesn't really, there's no really big problems with it or anything. It's just my own issues with it that, but like when they first did it, when I first got the phone, it would take forever to get any messages. It doesn't have pushing. Like it will only look for emails every 5 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour or so. There's no pushing. As soon as you get that email that comes up on the screen, it actually has to check. So that's annoying. Another one is this. I don't get this is cool. It's Flipboard, but when I was moving it, I do not. When I was looking for something, I would accidentally flip this over, and then it would go here, load it, take forever, and it doesn't really actually do my Flipboard. It just does generic themes, like it shows science, technology, and entertainment. and I have a Flipboard. I'm logged into this on my Flipboard account, and it's not using the things I have on my Flipboard. And it constantly says sign up for Flipboard, even though I signed in many times. The App Store for Android is almost as robust, if not a little bit more robust than the iOS Store. So it has some apps on here that are just annoying and that I have to use them. One of them is I couldn't find a really good podcasting app. The best one I could find is Podcast Addict, but it's annoying because there's ads everywhere, and I didn't feel like paying to get rid of those ads. But also that later, in order to get the thing, you would have to click plus. You have to search for it. Then you have to search, and sometimes it doesn't come up properly, and then it doesn't automatically start downloading podcasts or really refresh for you. You actually have to go inside the app and tell it to refresh. So that's the best one I could find. I haven't found any other good ones. So, but it has a lot of customizations options for the actual UI and everything like that. You can put on plenty of widgets, from alarms. You can put your alarm there. There. Remove it. You just hold down anywhere on the screen, and this window pops up, and it'll ask you want wallpapers, widgets, themes, or a screen grid. Themes is like the Miku theme. I got put time. I have a time in there already. Here, put email. No, not wallpaper. There you go. And the widgets, if you use email and then you try to use like inbox or something, that probably is an inbox issue, but it gets annoying because you can't have two things running at once, and if you turn them off, one doesn't get it on the other. A big feature of the Edge Plus was this side menu, which, as you can see, worked half the time. See, then you have to like really get on the side. You can have contacts and then ads, apps. Like it says apps Edge. You can have, but I've never used this in general practice. Never. I've always just, okay, I need a camera. I hit that and then I look for the camera. Or if I needed comics or Reddit or something, I would have to easily have them on here, and I would never go to this. Even contacts that I have on here, I wouldn't go to that one. So the Edge, that Edge feature is not annoying. Not really annoying. It's not used at all. I don't know if anybody would use it, considering you can get to it much faster and anywhere else. But one thing I gotta say is the screen is really nice. I love the Edge. I love the design of the phone in terms of the Edge screen, the curved screen on the edges, because when you're looking at something, be it a video or picture or website or something, it pretty much gives you more immersion when you're looking at it with this, because you're actually looking at it and you look. There's no borders around what you're looking at. It gives more of a all-encompassing, more engrossing experience. So, which was cool with comics and let me see. I'll show you a comic with comics and with pictures. So that's it. it pretty much like you go to the edge of the screen and you actually don't really see it. It seems like it's going on and on, which is great. I love that actual like infinity edge of the phone. So the camera, I took pictures of it. I didn't really. It says 16 megapixels, but I didn't see any difference really from an iPhone. So, and the iPhone has 8 megapixels. I really didn't see it at all. No difference. Another thing about this, it pretty much seems like this is a really bad phone or anything. I'm not saying it's a bad phone, but like it has cool features and everything, and people, most certainly the normal everyday person will definitely enjoy this phone. More tech savvy might not, or music hog or video hog might not like this phone because it only has 32 gigabytes. Actually, it only has not 32. Let's see. Where is it? Settings. It only has, where is storage? It has, okay, total space 32 gigabytes. It's not 32 gigabytes altogether because when I looked at it, it was about 29 gigabytes altogether because you have operating system and all this other stuff. And oh my god, this thing has so many those pre-installed apps. You have the AT&T apps, you have the Samsung apps, you have the Google apps, which of course it's Android, but then you have these on top right here, these over here, then these are around here, and then there's actually more in Galaxy apps as well for the phone. So if you get this, I would 100%, if you can, install stock Android on this, 100%, because curved screen is cool. This thing only works, 1 out of 3 times you try it. So Android is a lot better than this particular version of Samsung's, like, kind of skin over it. So, when I was doing the test drive, it asked me, I did the whole thing. It asked me if I could transfer all my data on my iPhone, like my contacts, my music, etc., onto this. I did it. It would say, okay, you would be able to select what you can and want to transfer over the phone. I tried it. It says you can't transfer anything because you have 110 gigabytes worth of files on the other phone. You can't transfer anything over here. I'm like, not even my contacts or anything, which is maybe 100 megabytes. So that was a bummer. But I did manage to put all my music on some videos on here that I did. And the video looks great. So, and the viewing angles are really, really nice on it with the edge. So, as far as the build quality, it's actually a really nice build quality on it. But the phone feels a little weird when you're holding it without a case. Let me get the case out. Yeah. It's because these edges right here. Since they had to curve it up here, they couldn't curve it right here. So when you're holding it, it kind of feels like there's an edge going into your hand. And it makes it kind of weird to hold. And the back is also very, very, very slippery. So at times you really don't feel like you have a good grip on this. I got this case, which I will be giving away at the end of this video. So be sure to tune in to keep watching until the end, and I'll tell you how to win this. This case I've had, I got it a few days after I got this phone, and it's a soft case, and it makes it so much more comfortable to hold, as well as make sure the back of the actual phone itself is not covered in fingerprints or anything like that. So I think it actually adds to the phone, makes it look actually nicer. Another weird thing on it, if you have normal hands like I do, like not small hands or really big hands, this phone is difficult to use with actually one hand. If you noticed, when I was trying to use the phone, I was always breaking this hand over to use it. If I tried to do something, see, and if I'm walking and talking, or just walking and trying to pay attention to the phone, or looking all around and stuff, you don't really get a good grasp on the phone because you constantly have to move your hand up and down, back and forth, in order to think. A great thing about Android is that they have this close all button, which I do like because it wipes all multitasking apps free. But like on this, like, okay, I want to go to Chrome thing, I go into here, go down, type in like IGN. So, and then type that, and then like, okay. And then if I want to actually start typing something, obviously I can't type it with one hand. I do have the swipe, but it's not, I felt like I was going to drop this thing half the time when I would carry it around, typing something, or just generally reading or looking at something on the phone. I always wanted, I'll hold it with two hands, and sometimes with the phone, you can't hold it with two hands. So, yeah, I didn't like it like that. But another cool feature is that you can tap on the weather on the front page, and it brings up this right here. This was a little weird to set up because it didn't say Washington. First, it actually would say like a town like from the next state for some reason, and the locations was off. So in terms of accessories, I actually paired it with my Pebble Time, and my Pebble Time actually, its battery went down at least 50% faster than it would does on my iPhone. Yes, it does, I guess, more things, but it shouldn't do 50 to 100%. I mean, I was charging that. I felt like I was charging the Pebble Time about like once every 2 days instead of once every 4 to 5 days. And yeah, so, but otherwise the phone's fast. and I never seen any hiccups. See, I did it again. I never experienced any slowdown, any hiccups, or anything like that on the phone itself. So, which is great. Overall, I enjoyed my time with this phone, but I would never get this phone myself. I would never want to get this phone as a daily driver, using just for general day use. It seemed like a nice phone from what it is, but in my personal opinion, it's not a daily driver phone. It's a phone to be like a dress-up phone. It is your phone that you would take if you need to go out on the town, go a night out or something like that. It's not your casual phone. So, if you want to try it out for yourself, you can always try out the Samsung test drive. I'll leave in a link in the description. But overall, the design of the phone is great. I would love if the actual iPhone had this infinity screen. Other than that, I do not like Samsung's UI. I do not like a few other things that Samsung did to the phone in order to make it its own. If you want an Android phone, go get a stock Android phone. Go get a Nexus. Go get a OnePlus. Go get and I think it's like 2 other phones that I can't think of at the moment that have stock Android built in on it. Or even just if you really want this phone, you can get it, install stock Android on it, install CyanogenMod on it. Other than that, there's nothing else I can say. I shall be returning this to Samsung on Monday. Another one, actually, a little inkling is that if I get a lot of emails, I get this on top as promos or something like that. Alright, so it just shows all the emails in one bulk. I can't actually skip through them. Like, I can't look through them on the lock screen really quick. I have to actually go into the app and, use it. Use it that way. So, before I forget, there's another issue with the hamburger menu. If you actually look on here, like if there's a hamburger menu or something set up in the corner right here, like obviously I can't really reach that, and I'm tapping it. See, and there you go, works. Since a lot of the hamburger menus are on the edge of all the screens on mobile sites and stuff like that, and the edge of the screen is on this curve, the touch only works maybe 6 out of 10 times. There you go. Because the curve's not seeing it correctly, so that's another thing. But overall, final conclusion: the phone is great for your standard everyday user. Not really good for your audio files or video files. Phone design is great. I would love actually if Apple did this, because I love my iPhone. I have a 128 gig iPhone 6. But overall, the design of the phone is great. The UI, the Samsung UI, is clunky. I'd rather have stock Android. And yeah, if you must have Android, get a stock Android phone. That's pretty much my final verdict. Until next time, guys, this is Steven saying keep building and keep playing.